Welcome to all the classic car enthusiasts. We've got a bit more work done. Unfortunately, right in the middle of the day we run out of shielding gas for the MIG welder, which is a bit of a pisser to say the least. Anyway, but we had to make up a bunch of repair panels anyway, and tomorrow morning I'll have to go to Grants and get a rental bottle because it'll take a couple of weeks to get mine filled, or I might buy another one, depends on what the rental is. So what I'll do is I'll pick up the camera, and not the car like I said yesterday or the other day. I'll pick up the camera and I'll show you what we've been up to. This friend of mine, Johan, that owns the White XK, or was the White XK, this is for him, so I'm going to send him an email tonight saying look at this YouTube site so he can see his car, what we've done. But we've got quite a bit done, and the XK, the XJ6 is back, and we're just doing a quick check. It's been a couple of weeks since he got his test on it, his yearly MOT, and we're just going to do a quick nut and bolt check, make sure everything's looking good. Everything seems to be fine, passed the test no problem. After we put the IRS back in it and did the diff, well, did all the work on it. So it's just a quick 20-minute check. I just want to make sure that everything's good, being a neighbour and so on. Anyway, I'll pick the camera up and I'll show you what we're doing. So right, as far as so for Johan, who owns this car, I just wanted to show you what we've done. So we've completely put a new patch into this side light pod, put a new side light pod on it. This one we managed to repair with some welding. It wasn't rusted right through, and we put a new side light pod on it. What we're going to do now is the bonnet on these, for people who are not familiar with the XKs, they're aluminium, the bonnet on these. And what we've done is we started to sandblast it there, and because it's aluminium and very thin material, we're using we're using a blast media that we've used once or twice before, so it's not so edgy, it's not so harsh on it because it is aluminium. But we wanted to see how it was sitting. Now with this car of Johann's, unfortunately, it came with the grille that had been put in it was from a S-type, so a 420G or an S-type Mark II Jaguar, and so what they've done is they've messed around with all these holes. So now we have to redo all this. You can see where these two holes are, where a rivet's been put in it. These are the original holes, and you can see where the S-type was on it. And that's the new one, Johan, which is sitting up on it's a brand new one in the plastic. And this is the S-type that was with it. So I didn't notice it when he bought the car, but you can see that's a completely different grille, especially that triangular piece on the top. Anyway, there's the XJ6, just to do a little check over it. So, as I say, they're done, finished, all lined up, they look great. We've taken that dent out. This was very badly dented where the wing mirror was, and there's still a dent here, which we're going to, we have to use that special welder over there to pull that dent out because it's quite deep. A couple of other jobs we did. This floor was completely split down here, and it was all down here as well, so we've brought the floor up and then re-welded it all. We had there was a piece here we had to take out, and then we put a new panel in it. You can see let a new panel into that, which you can see here, which was quite rotten. This is the petrol cap, or the petrol filler that goes up here, and you can see that it needs sandblasting. Strangely enough, on mine, you can still see the yellow on it. On mine, it's actually complete, just needs sandblasting. But on this white car, which was really the only bad area, was it's quite rotten. So we're going to have to build a complete new piece for that, and to fit it on. And what I'm going to do is, normally this is welded, as you can see, this is normally welded up to there. But what we're going to do, because this needs painting and spraying, from the XK Gazette, which is, or the XK Club, which I joined about 6 months ago. In fact, I've just, my first article's just been, just come out, and my second one's going in this week. And this is a guy who's doing a 120, and you can see it's almost the same. If I bring this up, you can see that that's almost the same. Where's that back piece? It's almost the same. And what he's done is he's rebuilt it there. And what he's cleverly done is, rather than weld it back into place, he's used countersunk screws, because he wants to paint it first before he puts it in. And the problem with this is, obviously there's a flap on here, and you can imagine that the amount of water and debris that sits in there, even with a seal, or if you overspill the fuel, which should obviously come out of that hole there, but even so, now if it's welded in place, you're going to have to damage this to get it off, this tonneau. So we're going to do the same thing. We're actually going to bolt it in place with, and I'll do it with nylock nuts. Makes absolute sense to me. It's a clever idea. There's a guy called Trevor Gibson that's building an XK 120. Really good article. This is the guy here. And there's, just for Johan, this is our, where is it? This is our first, let's try and find it. Johan, hang on. Here we go. So this is our first article. That's how the car looked when I bought it. And I've done the, it's called Double Vision, because obviously there's this one and that one over there. And, sorry, it's my dog barking. And this is Johan's car there. And I'm just about to do the second part now. This is in Johan's workshop he has in Vienna, which he doesn't use anymore. It's more of a storage area. Anyway, so that's what we're up to on yours. So that will be the next thing that gets done. The only bad thing on the car, Johan, is on this side here, on the A post. If you look underneath, you can see how bad that is. So that's going to have to be replaced. Fortunately, the main structure's good, but I need to get it on the jig to do that. On the other side, it's fine, and there's obviously some little issues here and there that we need to sort out. And I'll show you that dent. You can see it now, how bad that dent is. And here, we've pulled it out, but it needs to be heated and then shrank. But what is nice is, if you look at the profiles here, this is a profile cone, and you can see if I put this on, it's going to be hard to do it with one. You can see it's a really good profile on there. And then when I put it on the other side, it's a little bit different, but I mean, we're talking, you can see there's absolutely no gap because I did it on this side. And then on this side there's a tiny, but what we'll do now is we'll build that with lead. We'll put lead into this piece here and get it exactly the same profile. But for, oh sorry, I've got it in the wrong place. There you go. So it's not quite as bad. So that'll get done. Yeah, and then we'll have to work on this, because obviously this is quite bad down here. It's very flexible at the moment because there's no grill in it, but this has to be all lined up together, the right shape, which is quite a bit of work. And on mine, just to finish off, put a new patch in there, new one in there, these two here, and this is how bad it was. You can see that was that one. Excuse me. And you can see these two have just fallen out. I just had them sat in there, and they're the two other patches. So that was that one. This one was this top one. And like I say, where are they? Here they are. So you can see I made these. Oh God, typical. Here we go. There's it. You can see it's hard to do this with one hand. But you can see that's a. There we go.